Hey everybody, so excited for you to join us today. We're going to talk a little bit about the Epson F570 sublimation printer, how you can maximize having that larger print capability for the holiday season. I know it's crazy to me that tomorrow is October. I don't know about you, but I'm like, oh my gosh, how is it going to be October already? For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jackie.
Amanda.
And this is Amanda. We are representatives here at JPP. So you may have talked to us before about your sublimation needs or your heat transfer or laser engraving needs. But today we're going to focus on the Epson F570. Just a couple housekeeping things. If you can't hear us, you probably can't hear that I said that, but be sure to, if you're having issues with the volume, maybe try dialing in. Sometimes that helps. Feel free to ask questions in the comment box. We'll try to answer them throughout the webinar. I think George does have something to mention about those on their mobile devices.
Yes, if you happen to be on a mobile device today, we will be using a second camera at some point. So if you only see one camera and you say we're going to the second camera, you can swipe up and down. That'll flip between the two cameras for you. So we'll do a little bit of close-up when we talk a little bit more about the computer. And yeah, ask questions in the questions tab on the right-hand side.
Speaking of questions, we do have a couple poll questions that Amanda is going to go through real quick. We just like to know who we're talking to and get to know our audience a little bit.
Absolutely. So we have 3 quick questions. We like to go ahead. We're going to get that first one launched. And the very first question is, do you currently personalize items with sublimation? We have got, yes, I'm doing sublimation. No, I'm not, but I'm interested in it. And then, what is this sublimation you speak of? So this is also a great place to learn about sublimation, again, the printer, and everything else that we have to offer. Looks like we are closing in on some good percentages here, 73. We'll wait till we get to at least 80 or more percent. We can go ahead and move on to the second question we've got going on there.
So just for those 4% that don't know what sublimation is, so we're going to use the Epson F570 and basically use a special sublimation ink, and then you apply heat and pressure. That ink off gases onto a polyester coated material. And then that material will be have your design on it. We're going to actually do a demonstration of a Chromolux panel, which has that polyester coating. So those 4%, you'll get to see what it looks like.
All right, great. Let's be about 86% that has voted. So we're going to go ahead and go to the second question, which is, if you are currently doing sublimation, are you looking to upgrade? Maybe some of you guys do have one of those smaller desktop printers and you are wanting to see the capabilities of a 24-inch printer, which is a great time. It's a holiday season, ornaments, personalization. This is going to help show you how many prints you can get within the capabilities of what it has. So it looks like, yes, I need a new printer. 30% right now is yes, I'm looking to get a larger printer. And right now we're in the 50-ish range that says not really, but I'm curious about the Epson F570.
Yeah, so awesome. It looks like a lot of you guys have questions about the Epson F570. That's a tongue twister.
It can be.
So we'll kind of review that a little bit, but we do have a fun question because, as I mentioned, we are getting close to the holidays.
Yes.
So we do have a question about what your favorite cookie is to leave out for Santa Claus. So we're just curious. We all have a sweet tooth around here.
Yes, we do, especially the sales team. So sugar cookies, my personal favorite, which is chocolate chip cookies, Oreos or other packaged cookies. And to quote the TV show Friends, Joey doesn't share food. So however that may be, it is that time of the year though, so hopefully get those baking ready and get your sublimation printers ready to put those recipes permanently. We do actually sell some cake pans that you can personalize those recipes, fill them up with cookies, and give them to your family this holiday.
So it looks like a lot of chocolate chip lovers.
It's because it's the best cookie.
So I know we were, a lot of you guys were curious about the Epson F570. So we can just kind of give you a quick overview of the machine. So behind us is the Epson F570. It's a great machine. You can print up to 24-inch wide. So that means that you can print using a 24-inch roll paper. You can't print a 24-inch full bleed, but you could print, I think it's like 23.
23 and a half, I want to say.
Yeah.
So if you have something that, again, if you have a full 24-inch, getting that full bleed, you're going to have to go just a little bit bigger than this, but it can print up, 23 and a half, basically, and you're going to have a little bit of that space left on the sides for that.
You can also use 17-inch rolls in the machine, so there's a lot of flexibility. And then you can also use cut sheets, and a cut sheet is just this 8.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 14.
11 by 17. You can also put in here as well. There are different tiers in here where you can load up different sizes of paper. Something I want to keep for you guys to keep in mind, especially for you drinkware, is that you do not want to use mug paper in this printer. The sheets there are cut way too small. There is no way to be able to take those tiny sheets. They will get stuck and they have gotten jammed. So this has been a learning lesson for some folks. So please don't use that mug paper in there. Again, you want to at least keep it up at 8.5 by 11 as the smallest quote unquote cut sheet.
We
So-
have a question.
Oh, yeah, so the first question, sorry, I just was so excited, I jumped right in. The first question we have is, can you leave the roll feed and the cut sheets in the printer at the same time?
Yes, absolutely. So you can have both the roll paper and the cut sheets in the paper or in the machine at the same time. So it's nice because if you have, a large job that you're going to do later in the day, but you have something small, you don't have to, take time swapping back and forth. You can leave them both loaded in the machine. So that's a really great option.
And what a great question, by the way. We do have a lot of people who, have asked that question. So thank you for that.
And so it's a great machine. So maybe if you're using a Sawgrass 500 or a Sawgrass 1000 and you're thinking, okay, I'm ready to get into a new larger printer, but I'm not sure how often I'm going to be printing large. This is a great option that you can kind of grow into as you have the capability to print larger, but you can still do the jobs that you were doing with the smaller printer. And then the difference between maybe a Sawgrass or a converted printer that you might be using now is some of the inks. So Amanda's going to kind of show you the bulk fill inks and how those work.
Yep, I'm going to kind of switch over here so you guys can see. So with your Epsons here, as you can see, we are going to go ahead and we're going to open that up. Simple. The other great thing is that these guys just pop up, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to walk over here. There's the camera. Okay, so we're going to twist the top off, and you're going to have this right here. There we are. Perfect. And you can see this is full right now, so I can't refill it, but you're just going to pop this blue right on top, turn it upside down, and it's going to automatically fill with that ink right there. Again, you're just going to take it, pop it over. You're going to be good to go.
Yeah, it's really nice, super easy to use. It clips in there, so it's good to go. You just let it go. It'll fill, and it won't overflow on you.
It has a mechanism of which when it's on there, you push it down, it will automatically stop itself. So you do not have to worry about the ink overfilling or having any kind of issues there.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. And then George, were there any questions right now?
We do have some, we'll get to them here in a second. Checking the computer at the moment, so we'll
Okay.
let you keep going.
All right, sounds perfect.
So if you decide after this webinar, like, oh my gosh, I need this printer, we'll talk a little bit about what comes in the package with Johnson Plastics Plus and your Epson F570. So of course, you'll get the machine itself. You get 2 full sets of ink. Amanda, can you remind me how much ink is in each? You get
So
the
there is
CM1
140 milliliters per ink bottle, and you get 2 full sets, so a total of 8 bottles altogether, which is again fantastic. That way, as you're charging your printer and getting those prints ready, you go ahead and you have this.
So we had a question on cut sheets, and somebody asked if this printer will take 13 by 19, and I believe it only goes to 11 by 17 on the cut sheets.
Correct.
But with the roll feed, you could achieve a 13 by 19.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, so that's a great thing. Again, the 17-inch, again, you can do your 13 by 19. You'll still have some room if you got a much smaller print that you could add on there to fill in those sides, so you're not feeling like you're wasting any paper there. Again, within the software that comes with there, in the RIP software, you will see that there's a nest feature where you can nest your photos together, again, to figure out how to utilize the rolls in the best way possible. So you're getting your best, bang for your buck there.
Yeah. So speaking of the roll paper, if you get 2 of the 17-inch roll papers of the Epson brand, And then you also get a 24-inch roll paper with the machine. We also recommend the stand. So it's on the Epson stand here. There is a catch basket. That's really nice. It just pulls out. So if you're printing a
Quickly show
lot,
you, it kind of pops
Yeah.
out, pops right back in. So if you have a bunch of jobs coming up this holiday season, which I know you do, it's going to be great to go ahead and have your papers printing going in there. And when you're not using it, tucking it right away.
yeah, it's really nice. It's on casters too. So if you have a small shop and you need a little space here and there, you can move it around. The machine also has a 1-year warranty through Epson. So if you do purchase with us, you do receive support from our advanced support team, and they can help you get that registered. They can help you get set up and started. We do recommend that you use a PC. The print driver on this machine is compatible with a Mac and a PC, but we recommend a PC because the RIP software is only PC compatible. You also can, with the PC, use the accounting feature, which is super nice, especially as you're trying to calculate your print costs for your holiday orders.
Well, you just beat me to that question. I was going to ask if there was a calculator in the software, and there is, correct, with this printer? So you
Yes.
can kind of calculate out your cost per print
Mhm.
and factor in that way.
And then, and it keeps track of it too. So even if you're going back to somebody's project, it will keep track. You can see all that when you did your print, how much your ink cost was, your paper cost. Great as when, prices are, especially when they're leveled out, you can sit there and say, oh, this is what I priced them at, because you can include the material cost or not include the material cost in that as well, which is a great feature.
And then the second question, which kind of goes along with the software you were talking about, somebody asked, can you use Corel Draw or Photoshop or either or? And really, it's whatever your personal preference is, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So you can design in your preferred design software, and then you can pull that software in either to the print driver or the RIP software and print from there. So I think we've covered what comes with the package if you purchase. So let's talk a little bit about why you would want to purchase and how you can get more out of the printer. So obviously, printing larger gives you the capability to print onto bigger items. So we do have a mat shown over here, one of our welcome mats. So you could accomplish something like that pretty easily with a larger print size. And of course, if you're printing larger items, you have more opportunity to price them a little bit higher for your customers because they're going to get more out of the larger items, that they're going to cost more, and you're going to get more profit.
Absolutely, and these guys especially are a great item right now. So these are a little bit of a thinner on the floor mats. We do carry several others. The great ones about this is that these go, if you've seen out there a lot of the videos, people are taking these, you have your full-size sublimation, you're adding them to your front door. And to your front door mat. So you still have that outdoor mat there. You add this on top. It gives a nice little extra feature. Me, I personally have them in my house. I have my kitchen mat for my feet. And then this goes on top for Christmas, Halloween, Easter, really having that there to specialize and really for those who have been, especially in the baking time, really making your kitchen feel like your home. This is a great addition for that.
Yeah, I love that mat. I've seen people kind of layer their doormats like you would with your bracelets or jewelry. It's kind of a fun little interior or exterior, I guess, design trend right now. So that's definitely a benefit of having that larger print capability. I also like that thin mat too, because you don't have to worry about when you open your front door if you can get it to open or not, because it's thin enough that your door can slide right over it. Another thing that's really popular for the holidays, and maybe you can't do right now with your smaller sublimation printer, are blankets. Or if you can do a blanket, you can only do, just a small portion of it. So we carry these Sherpa lined blankets.
Super soft, by the
Yeah.
way. I'm telling you, I want to take this home. This thing is really, really soft. Great to snuggle up with, that's for sure.
Yeah. So with this, you can print using the large print capability of the Epson. And we designed this so that you could press it twice. We actually use the DK32 air press in our shop.
Yep, and you can actually see that video right there on our TikTok page. So all you fun TikTokers out there, make sure, one, that you're following Johnson Plastics Plus. We have got a lot of great team members.
A lot of fun dances.
Lots of fun dances. There's a lot of fun stuff, but we actually do showcase the DK32 and it will show you how we made this blanket, how simple it was and how great. I mean, as you can tell, it has turned out. The colors are really wonderful. And again, you know, it has that Sherpa lining that is so very, very soft.
Yeah, I mean, I just think about how much opportunity there is for your business, for baby's first Christmas, baby first Halloween blankets, just so many options with that, or even just fun, you know, welcome home blankets or fun designs.
Yes, George.
We had a great question. Somebody's
right.
watching our webinar and I think they're new to sublimation, at least new to or looking at the Epson F570. They wanted to know, do we have all these blanks?
We
We
do.
sell them all too.
We certainly
Absolutely.
do, yes. So everything that we're showing in the webinar, you can find at our website, which is jpplus.com. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out to either Amanda or I or another representative. We'd be happy to answer your questions. But the great thing is everything that you purchase on our site has tech tips. So if you're new to sublimation, it'll give you jumping off points and time and temperature and pressure. So you can save yourself time from, you know, buying blanks from somewhere else and not knowing if it's going to work. So you'll save yourself time and money knowing that'll work. But speaking of that, we also carry Chromolux panels.
Oh, look at this one.
And I'm sure you want to see what this machine can print and what the output looks like. So we are going to do a demo of a Chromolux panel pressed to from a print using the Epson F570. We printed out a print from the F570 and we're going to press it on a Chromolux panel if that didn't make sense.
And just so everybody knows, this right here is actually our 12 by 24 dry erase board. This has been again, 12 by 24. And this has been, it's a dry erase, which is really great. So not only do we have this great photo here, but as you're marking down or however you want to write on this, is again, it being dry erase. You could take your marker, write all over this, wipe it down, write all over it, wipe it down. So there's a lot of capabilities, especially with the holidays and personalization of how we can go ahead and make this, make this work for you guys. Again, this is our dry erase 12 by 24 product line. And again, when it comes down to, all the different kind of items of what you can do with sublimation, even for getting into the smaller ones, we have this guy right here, which I think is our brand new guy. Wonderful. Look at this print. It's very, very pretty. Again, something great that you could do a few of these prints on from the Epson.
So we had another question about the printer and the pressing process, because you mentioned that you use the Geonite 32AP large format press, but you do not need to use that press with this sublimation printer. If you've got a sublimation press, even if it's the DK20S or one of those, correct, you can use whatever you've got.
Yes, you can use whatever press you have. Even if you're just doing mugs right now and you want to use the Epson to increase your production time so you can make more prints at one time. And we're going to demo too what that looks like and how you can tile your images so that you can increase your production time, therefore saving yourself time's money, right? So you can help make a little bit more profit. So we have printed this cute little Santa's little helper from the Epson F570. And we're going to show you what the outcome looks like on a Chromolux panel. Just a reminder, if you do purchase your blanks with us, and we hope you do, if you get your Chromolux panel, be sure to peel off your masking before you press it. Otherwise, you're going to have a melted, it'll be sad, but just don't forget to peel off the masking. And then we're going to press using our DK20S. So this is the Geonite DK20 swing away press, which I love swing away press because it gives you more even pressure and even temperature, and it will give you more vibrant results. So don't forget your blank and your print. I'm going to go ahead and get this taped up here.
Yep, so while Jackie is going ahead and getting that taped up, again, for those of you who are a little bit newer to sublimation, she has this print. It just came up for the Epson F570. It has the cut feature in here, so you can cut the paper. It will automatically cut. You can also choose that feature on and off. Again, that's going to be in that software that you can do that. So once you have printed your image, she's going to use something called heat tape. Again, with that heat tape, it's just securing your print to the material itself, so it goes there and it stays. That way, while you go ahead and you're using your heat press, it doesn't ghost. and none of your images move around. So it's really important to do that. There are several heat tapes out there. There's green, brown, clear. Again, a lot of those are for different materials and needs. So make sure, again, the information is on our website if you need to have that. And yeah, George, you had a question?
So it's a great timing that you were talking about the heat presses there. And you kind of touched on that, Amanda. Somebody asked about the difference between the swing away and they called it a top-down press, but like a clamshell press. They both work fine. A clamshell press may, as it's coming down, because it goes like this, move your product a little bit. So I think there are a lot of folks prefer the swing away. It gives you nice even pressure. There's nothing wrong with a clamshell press. So you can use that with this printer and with these, with these materials. It's just personal preference.
Exactly, absolutely. And George definitely nailed that one on the head because again, we have several heat presses. We really like using the Geonite here because one, we have the stand, which is again super helpful. If you are looking to upgrade your heat press as well to the 16 by 20, you don't have something that big, you want to make sure, again, you're getting the best bang for your buck for a new printer. You get a new heat press as well to do that 16 by 20, and you can go ahead and have that going. So that'd be a great time.
So we have our substrate and our sublimation paper taped. Just a reminder, we do carry sublimation paper. This is our Johnson Plastics Plus paper that we're using. As you're getting stocked up for the holidays, don't forget your blowout paper as well. So you're going to want to put your blowout paper on the bottom of the platen. So that protects the platen from any sublimation ink that might off gas, and then it protects it from not getting on your next substrate that you press. So you're going to want it on the bottom, your substrate, and then you want blowout paper on the top as well.
Want to make sure, as with Jackie, what she has done with that too, is that when you look at that image, make sure, especially when it's going on top down, that your image is mirrored. That way, when you put it on down on top, your image comes out the way that you actually want it to, and not backwards or upside down or anything else. That's really, really important as well.
Yeah, and the nice thing is too, your software and our will help you with that, and our tech teams will help with that as well. As you get started, make sure you understand how to get everything set up. So we have the our press set at 400 degrees for 60 seconds at a moderate pressure. So we'll let that get going. You can see what it looks like when it comes out, but that's a really nice thing. You find all that information on the tech tips, or if you have questions, you can always contact your rep about what you need to do to get the best image and result.
And I know that George is about to hand Jackie over, and that's going to be very important, especially when you are using a heat press. You are going to want to head and get some heat gloves. We do carry heat gloves as well. Again, we are the one-stop shop, for all your sublimation needs here. And so again, that is now done. Jackie's going to pop that open with her heat glove. That panel has been done at 400 degrees for a full minute. You want to make sure that your nice little fingers stay pretty. So make sure and go ahead, take off your blowout paper, and she's going to go ahead and start to tear off the artwork that's on there. And then she's also going to be able to remove that panel and
Heat gloves are hard. My hands
heat
are
gloves can be hard, but that is a-okay. All right, wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and let you showcase that.
Now you can see Lucy, Santa's little helper. She's on the nice list.
She is, and so pretty. And as you can tell too, I mean, that print, look at how vibrant it is. Look at how pretty it is. That is going to be wonderful. And another reason, as Jackie was mentioning before, is this is going to be your blowout paper afterwards. As you can see with that full bleed, there is that ink. On the end case that you forgot to use a blowout paper or any kind of protection, you don't have to do some rubbing alcohol, wait till it cools down and really try to get that the ink out. But this is the importance of blowout paper, especially is to get all those extra inks so they're going on this and not ruining your brand new equipment.
Yeah. So we pressed on I think it was an 11 by 13 panel, but we carry a wide variety of different sizes of those panels. So that's a really great benefit to having a larger printer, is you can print, we're talking about the holidays, people who get their pictures done for Christmas cards, maybe you can help them furnish their house with really beautiful sublimated images of those pictures. So lots of different capabilities that you can get now that you have a bigger print size.
Absolutely. And so what we're also going to showcase here in just a minute is being able to do the number one needs, which is ornaments. And ornaments are very, very important. And we love Christmas ornaments here. We've got lots of Christmas ornaments, including our brand new Subly Home ornaments. They are awesome. So there's a handful of variety, different colors, different shapes, they're all white with the sublimatable plates on them. They're really great to use.
So we've had a couple questions come in. We're going to hit these rapid fire real quick.
All right.
First question, and we've kind of touched on this. Somebody want to know, do we have the heat presses at Johnson Plastics Plus? And
Yes, we do. We sure do. Yes, we carry everything from, this is a 16 by 20 press. We even have a 12 by 14 press. I think those are stocked. I would have to
Correct.
double check.
correct,
And then we carry all the way up to the big
the 32,
32
the 32
by,
AP, which is a
yeah,
big
the
press.
26 by 32 and even larger than that if you're in more of a production industrial setting.
Yep, and we have presses from Geonite and Stalls and Stalls Hottronics and Fusion as well, the Fusion IQ
Insta.
and the Insta. So lots of different options on the website for you to choose from. Second question we had was, can you show the wood round piece over there? That's brand new to us, correct?
It is brand new to us, and it is absolutely, as you can, well, wait, I need to back it up a little bit so
There
you can
you
actually
go.
see the round. Woo, there we go. Again, you get that really nice gloss, as you can see with the light there. That's on it. You've got the hardboard on the backside. And again, now this, a lot of people are utilizing this, is that you put on the two little holes right here, get yourself some rope. You can go ahead and use this outdoors. You can put this up against here, again, for indoor pictures. So it's I love this. I'm so glad that we came out with it. It has really been hitting off since we hit the ground running as soon as we brought it on.
And then another question we had is, somebody's obviously interested in the F570. Are there financing options available through Johnson Plastics Plus? And the answer is
Yes, of course.
There is. Yes.
We do have two options out there. So again, on our website, they're /financing, or in that little product search button to start typing in financing, and it will show you. Underneath each part of our equipment, there will also be something about financing. When you are on our website and you're seeing that, you will see what is, the financing options for this printer. And as you can tell, with this being printed off in the ornaments, what we've got here has been, look at all these ornaments that you can get done at once. I think that this is kind of a spectacular show of what you can do and how much you can actually print on this. These are our, oops, here we are. Uh-oh, got to hold that there, Jackie. And there we are.
So this was printed on our 17-inch roll. So if anybody was wondering what that was printed on, this is our 17-inch roll. And this is just kind of a demonstration of, if you have, maybe you have something on your website for this ornament that you're selling, and you have, 25 orders with all different names, you can set up your artwork, get them all printed at once rather than having to, do multiple prints that you might have to do with your smaller sublimation printer.
more of a comment, because we had somebody earlier this week singing the praises of the F570. They did a very similar project to what you have, but they were doing the small round plates for soccer tournament trophies.
Oh.
700 of them. And this is their first year with the F570, and they loved it because they could just kind of, like the old Ron Popeil, set it and forget it, right?
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
amazing. I'm so glad that the apps can help you get that project done. That's the purpose of this printer, is really to help out with your production and grow that sublimation business, and as Jackie was pointing out, this is just for our subway. It's like our little Santa sock. The thing is really, really cute. But again, you can personalize this in all of our ornaments, and being able to do so many of them at a single time. And again, with the press of 16 by 20 or the larger 32, you're going to be able to get so much done, and it will take no time at all for you to really help, again, boost that sublimation business during the holidays.
Yeah, and again, the nice thing about the F570 is if you're working with a PC, that accounting software is on there. So you'll be able to tell how much it costs you to print each ornament, help you decide how much you should price that for. It just is a good business decision to have that accounting software too.
Absolutely.
So we had another question about, and I forgot what it was because I just had it written down. Okay, so somebody wanted to know the cut sheet size, the max size again was 11
11
by
by 17.
17, but you can go larger with the rolls, correct? Up
Yes,
to
so
23?
17 inches is the roll paper. So since the roll paper is 17 inches, you wouldn't be able to do a full bleed that was 17 inches because with a full bleed, you would want your paper to go off the edge a little bit like we did with the, here, hold on. Amanda, real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
And while Jackie's grabbing that print real quick, we did have a question about color profiles. Yes, you could set up additional color profiles. There are instructions in our tech tips on how to do that.
Yeah, so with this print, you could see how when I wanted to do a full bleed, the paper needs to be a little bit over the edge. So you wouldn't be able to do a 17-inch full bleed because the paper is 17 inches, but you could go almost 17 inches, if that makes sense.
And then you get the 24-inch roll,
Yes.
which if you do have a 17-inch full bleed, you would just do the 24-inch roll.
Yeah.
And taking the paper in and out is really simple. I will tell you, it is just popping something up, popping in your roll. You're good to go. This is very easy. The big thing you want to make sure of as well is for you guys to know is that the roll paper has what we call a 2-inch core. So you can only use 2-inch core roll paper in here. There's a lot of different roll papers that are out there. If you use a 3-inch core, it's not going to work. You're actually going to have to take it and put it on a whole roll. It's not worth it. So always make sure that you know that it is a 2-inch core on all those rolls when you're looking at refills. And again, even a refill for a roll of paper for 17 inches is $20. So again, really good pricing on that 17-inch roll paper as well.
Yeah, and we do carry both the Epson roll paper and then we carry a text print paper as well in the roll that will fit in this machine. And if you ever have questions about that and you're not sure what to order, you can always chat us on the website, give us a call or call your representative and they'll help you out. But as Amanda said, it's a great price point. The ink's a great price point. It's just a really great machine to have in your
That's
shop.
actually a great point there, Jackie. Something that a lot of people should know as well when you're looking at, again, your ink costs all around, we are going to go ahead and let you guys know that this bottle right here is $17. So it is $17 inks, which is a really great deal, as many of you guys know out there. So again, when you're looking at your ink costs in the startup, but again, when you get this printer, you're going to go ahead and get 2 full sets of inks of the CMYK. So we're really trying to set you off on the right foot to make sure that you're getting everything you need to start your sublimation business with this printer.
All right, I think George got another question for us.
I do. So somebody was asking, they love the ornaments and the stocking, and they wanted to know, is there a template available on our website for those ornaments? And the answer is
Yes, so along with the tech tips for each item, there will be templates for those products as well. So when you purchase blanks with us, you have everything that you need for that project. So never be afraid to try something new because all of those instructions are there for you. And speaking of the blanks, let's kind of go over some of the other items that we have set out over here. So we talked a little bit about the blankets. Another thing that's been really popular are drinkware. So some of you might be doing mugs or other drinkware, but these have been like fly off the shelf, crazy popular. So Amanda, if you want to talk a little bit about what you get when you get those.
All right, so this is our 20-ounce white skinny tumbler. Obviously, you get a straw, which is fantastic. You also get this great little lid. As you can tell, it is the push lid, which I know very many people are specific about the kind of lids, and that's the kind of lid it is. You can pop it off. So it is a tight seal, but again, I feel like if I can do it, anybody can. It is a great, in and out overall. These have been an excellent seller for us. They don't just come in white, they come in stainless steel, and we also brought in our shimmer tumblers, which are just like these as well. And you should be able to get
there's
those
4 colors in the shimmer. There's a purple, a mint green, a white, and a pink. And how fun would those be for holidays?
Absolutely.
And with the skinny tumblers too, I know somebody was asking about presses. So we carry the flat presses, but we also carry mug presses as well. And the JP450 press has an optional attachment for the skinny tumbler as well. So that's a great press to have. Even if you're just doing mugs, you could still invest in the Epson F570 and get your money back from it really quickly with those mugs.
I feel like somebody had a question about a mug press because I'm sorry guys, you're laughing. George, I mean, she's answering the question, I'm assuming, and George just kind of walks away and a little bit of I was like, yeah, somebody had that question.
That was about the skinny tumbler press, and we do have the attachment for the JP 450 now.
We sure do, yeah.
We just brought those in. So, and again, that JP 450 it's a really good machine. It already comes with, you know, your latte, your 11, 15 ounce, and a few other attachments. Plus, for additional cost, you can get the skinny tumbler attachment and the shot glass attachment as well separately. So definitely make sure that you go ahead and get those.
And speaking of attachments and blanks, now is the time to order. I don't know if you guys have been just in the grocery store lately, but things are crazy. Get your stock in now because you're gonna have those orders start rolling in, and I would hate for anybody to have an order and not be able to fill it because they don't have paper or a blank or the ink. So get it in your shop now so you can start making money.
And speaking of stock, somebody wanted to know if we have the F570 in stock.
Yes, we do.
We do, and also, even better yet, your little Christmas present to yourself is that once you have purchased this printer, it is going to ship out. We're going to give you the tracking information, all of that. Even better is our marketing team is going to send you a great email to let you know that you have got $100 in JPP bucks. So that's right. Once you get this printer and you get it set up, you have $100 in the JPP bucks that come on our website. Get $100 with these items that are over here. Again, the JPP bucks are only good for our consumables and for our papers. You cannot use it on inks or other equipment. And also, if you get the JP 450, you get JPP bucks for that. If you want to come get the DK20 right here, you're just going to just be racking up that extra free money. Lots of great stuff that you can be able to utilize and sell for the holiday season.
I also wanted to put a plug in to when you sign up for your JPP bucks, you'll register for rewards as well. So as you purchase your sublimation supplies and blanks with us on the web, you can earn points towards your account.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of really great things for the holidays. I think the only thing we didn't touch on is the burlap canvas bag.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of family members who started using reusable bags for their holiday gifts. So instead of wrapping everything, they'll make a cute little personalized bag. So this is sublimatable. Obviously, we've sublimated it. It's a really, really great option. It's really soft. It's not scratchy or anything. So if you have any, kids who are particular about how something feels, this is great. And those are on our website as well. They're both sides are sublimation ready.
Absolutely. We love these bags at my house. My kids, I still like to wrap presents. I know my kids don't care if I wrap them, but I care. But again, it's a great bag that now we can use over and over again to put their presents in there that are already pre-wrapped. The names are on there, so you're doing good to go there.
I know we're talking a lot about Christmas because that's the big holiday, but don't forget we do have Halloween right around the corner and Thanksgiving is right around the corner. And we do have some holiday word blocks that are really fun. There's boo and spooky and love. So really fun things that have a little sublimatable disc. So if you want to get those in your shop, if you purchase the machine, maybe you want to practice with those before the holidays really get amped up. So just wanted to remind you that those are there. And I think we got one more question.
Yeah, one more question. Somebody asked about the roll of paper again. Do we have a cost on how much the rolls of paper where they start at?
17 inch starts at 20, and then that 24 inch starts at $30.
There you go.
So great and easy to purchase.
Yeah.
And again, all that's going to be on our website. Definitely go on there. And another great thing is when you're wondering about how something is looking, if you are new to our website, always look a little down below. You're going to see that availability tab. Make sure you press that. And on that availability tab, you're going to see how much of each item is in each warehouse. So you're going to know, oh, they don't have this in Ohio, but they have it in Minnesota. So you're always, again, can be able to tell when and how and how fast you can get that shipped out.
Again, if you are interested in purchasing the F570, the package does come with the machine, 2 rolls of 17-inch paper, a roll of 24-inch paper, 2 full sets of ink, and the power cord and the warranty booklet. So you have a lot.
And 2 waste tanks as well.
2 waste tanks.
Just because sometimes in the very beginning with getting these started up, you can kind of fill through that very first waste ink tank. kind of quickly. So make sure when you do buy this that you, when you unravel everything, definitely check behind some of that styrofoam because that's where that second waste ink tank is going to be. So you get 2 of those as well when you buy this printer.
And then you do get support from our advanced support team, and then you have a representative that can help you as well. So do we have any other questions, George? Anything else we need to cover?
Not George, but Grace has a
Grace
question.
has a question.
So we called the Christmas gift bag canvas, and people are wondering, is that 100% polyester for sublimation?
Absolutely it is. So yes, it does have that poly in there. And so don't you worry. Again, as you can see, fully sublimatable. Just so you know, the ropes, however, are red. So if you really want to try to tie-dye them, well, you can. But the bag itself is, you can sublimate either side of it, full, top to bottom. Again, great present here. Great questions.
Just a couple plugs real quick here. Some folks were asking about the designs that we have here. We have a lot of free design files that you can find on our gift guides. So if you go to jpplus.com at the home, you'll see top of the homepage, you'll see product guides. You can click there. For all different holidays, there's some design files in there, and scour through our blog and our virtual trade show. Those places on our website also have free design files.
Our website has so much good content for you. Lots of good stuff there.
A lot of great resources, all of our old webinars as well. I know that about a little over a year ago, Steve actually had done a full run through as well about the Epson. So if you want to go through our old webinars, I will tell you that Steve did another one. It was a little bit more intricate about a few more things that we may have missed today. So you can go ahead and check that one out as well. You know, and again, and our webinars will bring up, hey, what's happening for the holiday season, how to prepare for the school years, all that fun stuff. That's all on there.
Yeah, so this will be on the website. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We hope that we've convinced you that you need this in your shop for the Christmas season. I think everybody should have one. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Absolutely, guys. Have a great holiday season, and thank you so much for attending.